What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Thursday. I have a lot to get through and not a lot of time, so I want to kind of get into it. Some of you on Twitter may have seen that I started announcing initiatives around Genfinity, which is my company. Generation Infinity, we launched this about June or July of last year and have just been building. Initially, we're going to do a launch with Alliance Block, but have kind of reshifted and geared towards platforms and products that we know that we can facilitate, that we've already built out. The first product within that is going to be this Lighthouse report. Very excited to announce more information about this report very soon, over the next days or so. The big thing for me is that this actually exists. It's not pandering to people. We've cultivated it. We've built it. We've gathered the community. Community curated interactive report covering research elements across the spectrum of the digital economy, and kind of that let us help you do your own research aspect that does not currently, in my opinion, exist in this space, which is just cluttered all across the board with bad actors, and it's also cluttered across the board with just too much information that is so hard to navigate through. So being one solution to that problem, I think, is going to be a really manageable and valuable path forward, and I'm just excited to build it. I'm excited to show you guys what we built and to go from there. So if you want to give Genfinity or Generation Infinity a follow on Twitter, please feel free to do so, and more will be coming soon. All right, taking a look at the markets right now, like I talked about Monday, certainly paying attention to the 210, which is this yellow line on the weekly. I had assumed that we were going to potentially break down below it, as I mentioned in that video, and maybe touch base as support on a pretty important level of support within Bitcoin, which is right around that 19.5 range. I don't believe we wicked all the way down there, but we got right around 20K. So this would be very important to watch, especially given this week's close. I would be very concerned, obviously, like I've said before, over time, if we start having wicks, and especially if we have a full weekly candle body close below 19.5, I would certainly expect that we would drop to the next major level of support, which is, between that 11 and 14K range. And really, when you get down to that 11 and 14K range, it's tomato. I'm not going to be searching for bottoms at that point in time, because I would feel like the market is pretty much ridiculously undervalued. It would be a massive opportunity. That's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. But watching 19.5, watching how we interact with the 210, which is this yellow line here, and seeing how these candle bodies start to close. You can even look at the total market cap, which is basically where we're at right now. Total market cap of crypto kind of wicking off of that 210. There's nothing really there except for the 210. You got to drop a little bit further here, down to like a little bit under 800 billion to touch base on all-time high. I'm not saying we even do that. It'll be interesting to see if we go up, if we go down, if we can hold support. It's really going to be dependent, because Bitcoin's picking up market dominance, how Bitcoin plays around with some of these levels. So you can look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Same thing, holding critical support right now. We wicked down below. The 210, really not a level that I care about within this. If we and this is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I've said this before, it's ridiculous that everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum right now is like $347 billion, whenever, the whole market cap hit $1 trillion for alts excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think that's a drop in the pan over some time. But watching kind of this 203 billion or 204 billion range, but again, Bitcoin, not unfortunately, but it just is king right now. Watching the dollar index as well. If you're paying attention to like market highs or cycle highs and cycle lows with crypto, there is a little bit of a correlation with how strong the dollar is versus, another basket of currencies versus how weak it is. We can see here, back in 2015, we broke above a trend that had existed since 1985. And then just this year, we broke above a trend that has existed since 2001. So the dollar is gaining strength. If you pull like kind of some of these bottoms here, especially, so like January 2021, in comparison to December 2020, January 2021. And then really kind of that January 2018. January 2018 was a previous cycle top for crypto. January 2021 up to May 2021, where it was being held as resistance. You could argue that was the intermittent top of this current cycle was May of last year. Obviously, Bitcoin rose above and broke a little bit higher than that, but it was a double top. And then looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart as well, there's some synergy there too. I mean, I can go back to January 2021. Again, Bitcoin dominance was at a peak, and you can look at kind of where that was in comparison to the altcoin market. January 2021, like I said, and once Bitcoin peaked, obviously, when I say peaked, I mean that it drops after that. As soon as Bitcoin dominance dropped, obviously altcoins ran and they became parabolic and they went on their real run. So paying attention to kind of all those different aspects, but really for me right now, these are all different tools. I'm concerned with what Bitcoin's doing right now, and then I'm trying to pay attention, macro wise, what's going on with the dollar, what's going on with inflation, et cetera, as much as possible. Like I said before, the US dollar index allows traders to monitor the value of the USD compared to a basket of select currencies. It's basically a strength measurement, right? Kind of piggybacking on top of that, Circle announcing it's a fully reserved euro-backed stablecoin. So this is going to be Eurocoin. It's going to be called Euroc. So, we know that Circle right now has USDC, which is one of the two big players within stablecoins, USDC, and then you have Tether. This fully reserved euro-backed stablecoin is going to go live at the end of June, I believe, as well. Pay attention to the institutions that are integrating with this. There's some heavy hitters here: Anchorage Digital, Binance US, Bitstamp, Compound, Curve, Fireblocks, who we've certainly talked about before, which is a monstrosity, in my opinion, from enterprise-grade and institutional-grade digital asset custody and utilization. You've got Jay Clayton, who basically left the SEC to go and work for Fireblocks. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting initiatives going on there, so pay attention to what Circle's doing. I mean, because piggybacking on the back of that, like I can think of that podcast that I did with Darren like a month ago, talking about Christine Lagarde at that educational institution, talking about, if the euro or if the European Central Bank was to launch a stablecoin, it would be backed by us. Well, you've got an executive board member yesterday at the European Central Bank not only saying if, but saying we will. We will strive for the highest standards of privacy, et cetera, et cetera. We are working to minimize the time to market, costs, risks, and ecological footprint associated with the digital euro. It doesn't sound like it's an if, obviously. It sounds like when you start talking time to market, it's impending, in my opinion. And, we'll kind of see. I still think that 2024 to 2026 timeframe is really interesting from like CBDCs across the board. Some of these major nations, like the Euro area, the United States, Bank of England, it'll be interesting to see if they kind of let the market do its thing, let other CBDC initiatives kind of come, and then maybe later during this decade, we start seeing those major nation initiatives with CBDCs. But I still do think that I wouldn't be surprised if I saw between 2024 and 2026 a major nation go live, like fully live with a CBDC. Time will tell. One of the most interesting tweets that I saw today, and certainly excited about this, is that Flare has had a successful audit. Launch details are going to be coming at the end of next week. Now, I do think they previously alluded to a launch on July 4th. I'm hoping that still is the case, but the audit did not uncover any significant flaws or defects that could impact the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of a Flare node or the network at large. They do great work with explanations as well. I saw that they had a Flare Academy section that they launched on June 15th. Moving directly onto the XRPL right now. You guys know I'm a huge supporter of onXRP. I'm not paid by them or necessarily affiliated like from a financial aspect within them. Kai actually, I guess I could announce that. Kai is actually an advisor with Genfinity though. But onXRP announcing gamification called Maladroids. Starting with a 10-player obstacle run map. Before the game, you can put up XRP or onXRP as stake. So we've got gamification. And then we've also got on AVAX, which is in tandem with Swapsicle on AVAX, to bring XRP assets into DeFi for different mechanisms such as farming and staking and things like that. Really interested to see what onXRP is going to do in the future. Like I've stated before, I think and this isn't financial advice. I believe that the team behind onXRP, being that I've met with Kai and Bastion multiple times, I think that they're builders and not bullshitters. So I'm excited about what they're doing. Right now, I don't even know. It's probably like a $4 million market cap. And you look at other aspects in the space, and I didn't even mention, most of you guys know they have the XLS20 in the marketplace pretty much flushed out already, ready for launch. So I think that's a drop in the pan when you compare competitors on the XRPL right now, but I know that there's so many great initiatives going on the XRPL. It's hard to stay on top of everything, but I'm certainly excited about what onXRP is doing. So pay attention to Genfinity. Certainly going to be pushing out more announcements very soon. Pay attention to how Bitcoin interacts with this 210 on the weekly, along with 19.5 as a level of support, because I do believe if we have a full candle body close below this 19.5 level and it truly breaks, I think we're headed down to 11 to 14K. Again, just my opinion based on history within these charts, not claiming to be a TA guru by any means, and certainly paying attention to these stablecoin initiatives too. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.